Good morning, class. Today we're going to talk about similes and metaphors. So, what these are figures of speech that we have seen in our stories that we have been reading lately. And today we're just going to talk about them and find out why they're important for us. To start, we'll go over similes. A simile is a figure of speech that directly compares two different things. The simile is usually in a phrase that begins with as or like. So for our example here, we have as cool as a cucumber. The next one will be our metaphor. A metaphor is a figure of speech that is used to make a comparison between two things that aren't alike but do have something in common. So for our example here, we have the classroom was a refrigerator. A simile. A simile uses the word like or as and compares two different things. For our example, we had as cool as a cucumber. This is a figure of speech. The person isn't really a cucumber, but it is a way of saying that the person was really interesting. And sometimes it could mean they kept very calm, so they were as cool as a cucumber. The next is a metaphor. A metaphor relates things that have a similarity. For our example, the classroom was a refrigerator. That doesn't mean that the class was held in the refrigerator. It just means that the classroom was cold. So it was as cold, or the classroom was a refrigerator. It just means that their class was cold. They didn't really have class in a refrigerator. That would be kind of squished. Why do we use similes and metaphors? Well, that's a really good question. When we are reading a story that the author said, and the author says, it was really cold in the classroom, that doesn't really make us feel like we're in the story. But when the author says, the classroom was a refrigerator, we all know about how cold that would be. So we could say, yeah, that would be a pretty cold classroom. So, the best way to tell the difference is super quick and super easy. A simile states that the subject is as something or like something. So we have as cool as a cucumber, or like the wind in the waves were like a tsunami. So they weren't really a tsunami, but they were really, really big maybe. And a metaphor states that the subject is something else. So then it could say the waves were a tsunami. That doesn't mean that they were a tsunami, but that could still mean that they were really big waves. Thank you, guys.